slap any logo on anyone's business card, it doesn't make them productive. We're not in the agent business, we're in the franchise business. This is a relationship business. It's about building your personal brand, building your personal connections with the people.
We eliminated the middleman. If we stayed, we probably wouldn't have grown as leaders because we were in our comfort zone.
All right, so I have some special guests here today. I'm here with Katrina Neal from Katrina and the Team, the #1 team in British Columbia and the #1 team in the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board for the last 7 years. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Obviously, we know each other quite well, and we do a lot of collaboration, and we have a lot of pizza conversations as well. Somehow we seem to like a little pizza. But, you guys are coming up on 3 years at eXp Realty.
Already.
And time sure goes fast, doesn't it? But let's go back to prior to you guys making a move. Talk a little bit about your business back then and, what was going well and what were perhaps some of the pain points in your business and what prompted you guys to explore making that brave move 3 years ago.
It feels like a long time ago, yet it feels like it's just yesterday. There's both. But 3 years ago, we were doing well. We actually were #1 already in our board for several years. We also were #1 for the previous brokerage for the province already at that time. So we were doing well, and we're enjoying it. We're having a good time, but we didn't know what we didn't know, and we keep getting calls.
Keep getting calls. We're comfortable there. And I don't know.
So what were those calls like, right? You were operating a business at your previous franchise brokerage. You were just a team inside of a brokerage. What was that like? What was that business model like? And what were some of the pain points in your business model there?
But like I said, we didn't know what we didn't know because that was our first brokerage. We were there for 18 years. And to us, that's what we knew, and we grew and we learned things and we didn't know any better. And we were getting calls from people, and there's this company called EXP, and we're like, no, thanks. We're not interested. I'm busy. I don't have time for this. I don't want to rock the boat. We're doing well. Um, it was fine, but I could see the pain in people's voices when I say, "Oh no, I'm fine. Don't bug us." And we said, finally, we kind of came up with something. If Justin moves, maybe we'll consider it, or maybe we'll move, because we didn't think he would move.
Yeah, that's a whole little side story. But, you were obviously running the team within that brokerage. I also know that, the team was growing. And you also had, let's talk a little bit about the fee structure and the impact that had on your agents on the team. Was everybody thriving and they didn't really blink an eye at their monthly expenses? Or was there some struggles with some of the expenses that some of the agents had?
Well, that was 2022, 2023.
That was a COVID market.
It was a COVID market. But we moved in 2023. But we were already transitioning and really looking, and our eyes were open because we couldn't unsee what you showed us about EXP. And then we started seeing that our agents are actually not making as much than they should be. And so our team partners at that time, yes, they're producing, but sometimes it takes time for them to be able to produce. That by the time they produce, all the commission that they have earned is already going towards the brokerage because there's the broker fee that they have to pay. And they're getting sort of a discount because they were part of our team, but it's not a significant enough discount because we're still providing them with all the resources. And at the end of the day, being part of a team is a collaborative effort. And so it was tough for them when the market started changing. Because people, you tend to notice your expenses when the market starts changing, right? And so there's that. The realtors in our team were starting to feel the pain of having to pay a significant
And how
broker
much were
fee.
they paying on a monthly basis?
I want to say they were paying about $1,000 on a monthly basis, and they do have a cap. But by the time, so it's not just the broker fee. There's the broker fee, there's the ad fee, the advertising fee, and then there's also the franchise fee. So there's three things there on top of they still have to pay their own bills and still survive, right? So at the end, by the time everything is said and done, they're left with $500 after on a transaction. And it's tough when you're starting a new career, starting a new business, and you can't just get ahead because you have to pay all these fees to work.
Yeah. Many people, when they get into real estate, they think first and foremost, real estate is pretty simple, and they don't really look at all the expenses it takes to get their licensing and get registered and licensed with a board, and then startup expenses. They need to have the technology, the computers, the iPads. Perhaps they want to have, some open house signs,
Yeah.
all of those things. And then, the broker fee on top of that. And it does take, newer agents some time for them to get into production. And then, yeah, if they have not been paying their fees, and if the broker's been like, yeah, we'll just charge you on your first deal. And they look at that statement and there's only $500 left after, they may have been deducting several months of fees,
Yeah.
so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It was hard to see our partners being excited to see their first paycheck. Oh my gosh, I got my first paycheck, and all of a sudden they're like, oh,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
And it pains us to see them feeling that, and it made us kind of, you know what? If we're leaders, we're here to help our partners, help them grow. Then maybe we should try to explore, all this cost and all these fees, and explore other options. Doesn't necessarily mean we need to make a move, but just to understand what's out there. We were never willing to look
Well, we did.
out there.
Yeah, we did learn what's out there because we started talking about, okay, we saw what we saw about EXP. We brought it to the management and said this, but everything that we said just got dismissed, right? We brought it as a suggestion. What can we do to grow and be able to, change with the way things are changing? Everything's changing, right? Like we have Amazon, we have Netflix, all of that is here now. And how can we keep up with this changing world? And everything's going fast and technology is growing fast, and use that to help people grow their businesses. And so that's one way for us to help them, is to, okay, explore what's out there, bring it up to the management. But all we heard was EXP is bad. So
We'll get on that here in a little bit, but I want to go back to what were some of the things that, clearly when you make a move and you move your business, first and foremost, you have to have the trust in all your team partners to, join you in that move, and for them to understand and see that, that this is a better path for them. But I know one of the things in that franchise model, as I was also in that model myself as well, there was a lot of conversations within those four walls of, you need the balloon in order to be successful. The balloon is going to make you sell homes. Did you have any sort of hesitation about, walking away from that logo and, go to something that's, something new? You'd been there for 18 years.
yeah, we've been there for 18 years, and it's hard to leave something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And we had really tough conversations about it, but all the signs were around us already that it's time to go. It was hard because, yes, 18 years of relationship is almost like a divorce.
Oh, you know what? It's, clearly, like, when we hang our hat at a different brokerage, we build those relationships. I even remember when I sat down to have the conversation with, the owners of my previous brokerage, and we sat there at, the boardroom table, and there were tears. It was emotional. It was tough. I mean, they were great people. It's just, I saw that there was a new, different path where, the model is going and the world is shifting, and I looked at also what was in the best interest of my agents. How could I put more money in their pockets? You know, and yeah, you know, perhaps there was some hesitations like, oh, maybe the Kool-Aid is true that we do need the balloon in order to sell real estate. Slap any logo on anyone's business card, it doesn't make them productive. It's on the individual to have the drive and the skill and the will to create your own action economy.
Yeah, it's not a magic pill. Just because I'm with a certain brand doesn't mean I'm automatically going to be successful. Doesn't mean we're going to help as many families. It has to be the effort that we put in. It's just the tools and the resources and the environment that we're in. But the one key thing about just that fear that most people had about, oh, this brings you more business, there's some truth to it if you make it, right? But ultimately, people work with us not because of the brand that the brokerage we're at. Majority of the people that we work with doesn't even know what company we were with, like what brokerage we were with. Oh, we're in the signing table and they're like, oh, I didn't even know you were with this so-and-so brokerage.
Yeah, you know, I had many conversations with many of my team members when we were at that franchise model. And I said, when you sit down and meet with clients, did they connect with us and reach out to us and want to work with us because of the brokerage where we're at or because of the team? And they're like, some people don't even know we were with that. They think we're our own brokerage. You know, they realize after the fact that, yeah, perhaps you were with that franchise brand, but it had zero impact on them choosing to work with the agent. This is a relationship business. It's about, you know, building your personal brand, building your personal connections with the people. And, you know, I like to say, like, compare it to, you know, if you have a hairdresser or a barber. I don't know, Neil.
I have one.
He has his own.
I have one.
So, but when you go to your hairstylist, Neil, you obviously build a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. They have a chair inside of an office, not an office, but inside a salon, right? Perhaps there's a sign on the front of that building. If that hairdresser or barber moves to a different location, we typically follow if it's still convenient.
I actually did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't matter like where they rent a chair. It's the relationship, and because they do a good job and you're happy with the results and you have that relationship. Mm-hmm. And there's really no difference when it comes to real estate. Right? And it's about instilling that trust in the clients and making sure that you do as you say you're going to do.
I mean, ultimately, they work with, wherever we are, they're going to work with us as long as we continue to provide the quality of work that they expect us to provide, right? And even surpass that. But it's regardless of, you know, whatever, they didn't even know. A majority of them didn't.
And you guys are a testament to that, you know, the franchise brand didn't matter because you guys are still number one at the real estate board of the Fraser Valley, year after year, even after you departed from that franchise brand. So,
in a tough market.
In a tough market,
say, in a
right?
really
tough
market.
Like I know the Vancouver market has. You guys have had some challenges, mm-hmm. and one of the toughest markets in Canada now with you guys and Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know what it's like. We've been in that for 6 years ourselves here in Calgary from 2015 to 2021. And, you know, I'll say this, you create your own action economy. And, you know, you guys are doing a fantastic job, you know, for your team members as well as for all your clients that put their trust in you guys. So you make the move. Mm-hmm. You said time flies. We're now 3 years mm-hmm. into it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Looking back, were there any moments of like doubt that, hey, did we make the right move?
Actually, no, it's just like we keep moving forward. We're like, we know what we know now. And it was scary, of course. It was scary. Yeah. And like I said, that's 18 and a half years of relationships that we built in that brokerage, that ultimately it's still, for us, we were so young when we started. We weren't even married yet. We were just dating. And so that, and now when we moved, we had 3 kids and, so it was a long relationship, and it was hard to let go because of the people, because we appreciate them.
Yeah.
They were part of our prime years as far as, just being adults, right? And moving into a new brokerage, regardless of what it is, if it's not scary, it's not worth doing. It was scary. And when we thought, okay, you know what? This is exactly why we should do it, because we were in our comfort zone. It's time to move. And really, we just kept moving.
It was super scary. People told us we're going to fail. People told us we're going to be coming back.
Yes.
They wished.
Oh, they told you that too?
And they wished we failed.
That's what hurt the most, right? Like when you thought you have these people that truly care about you being successful, but then you get that, behind your back, you hear it, and it's just that's the painful part. But it is what it is. It's just the emotions of movement and change.
Well, you know what? If anything, I can relate to that myself. I got a card saying, "Thank you for your time. Here's a pen that you'll use to sign your future franchise agreement with us." And I'm like, you think I'm going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for the motivation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that pen for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think that it's unfortunate that people think you're going to fail or want you to fail.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this, you guys run a great business, and you guys have also used that as a motivation.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Has your old broker ever kept in touch with you to see how things are going?
In the beginning, I think we've heard from them like a couple times, and when we see them at events,
we bump into them.
Yeah. We say hi.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's still a relationship that we had. We appreciate it, but at the end, we also know that we all just evolve. There's a time. What did they say? There's a season, a reason, and a lifetime in types of relationship, and so we move on. We have to do what's best for our team.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, 3 years this April, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
We're 3 years at EXP.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you guys have learned about EXP that you didn't know before you came over? Because clearly there's always a lot of chatter inside the traditional brokerages. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? You go to EXP, you're not going to get paid. You're not going to have as good of support as you have here. They're not going to last. Like, it's just, they're going to fail.
Like the pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid. The brokerage is going to fail.
Yeah.
So maybe we should talk a little bit about all those, all that chatter.
Mm-hmm.
Because was any of that true?
We've never been paid so fast. Like, we get paid sometimes faster than we realize the deal is completed. Like, I'm like, what? We already got paid? I know that you were saying 34 minutes, was it?
Yeah, 34 minutes and this, keep in mind, this is a listing that was brokered by another brokerage. So we were the buyer side of the transaction, which typically agents have to wait a couple of weeks for the brokerage to receive the funds. And the brokerage has to, move the money and then pay out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it was 34 minutes from the time that the agent on the team handed over the keys until the agent got notification on their phone that money had been deposited into their bank account.
Yeah.
And this, they pay out before the brokerage receives the funds from the other brokerage. And this also speaks to, EXP is going to collapse, blah, blah, blah. Well, if they're in a tough financial situation, then how come they have the means to pay out what they call express pay and pay out before the brokerage get paid? I say that as a sign of strength. It's a sign that they are financially well off.
Yeah.
They have zero debt.
Mm-hmm.
Many of these other franchises or brokerages out there have massive amounts of debt, hundreds of millions of dollars in debt.
Mm-hmm.
We have none.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a great positive, and that's, obviously having conversations with the executive team and the leadership team at EXP as we were part of the CAC, We know how they obsess about, can they pay it out quicker? How
Yeah.
quick can they pay out? And they track all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So now, what about broker support?
Broker support, we have, not only is it fast, I mean, some people would say, oh, they don't have broker support. I would say I challenge those people who are saying they don't have broker support, if they truly did look for broker support, or if they actually use the resources, because it's fast. And here's the main thing. It's not only the speed,
It's reliable information provided over to us.
the
is
quality
huge.
of like advice that we get from our brokers. It's just, I don't know. They're very well experienced. They know what they're talking about. The advice we've received is just something that, okay, it protects us. It protects our clients. It helps us grow this business, and it makes sure that, we are doing things right. They are always making sure that we're doing things right. And so I don't know which broker support that issue that people make out of, but we've never had. And people would say, well, yeah, Katrina, because you guys are, top producers, maybe you get that. But even our team partners get fast responses.
Yeah.
And it's just there's so many of them.
And then when you get to understand like the systems behind it, and that, in every province, they have a dedicated broker team.
Mm-hmm.
And that broker team is only there to serve the agents.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
They're not trying to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
They're simply there to serve all the agents.
Yeah.
And I believe the stat is that of 80,000 plus agents,
Mm-hmm.
they answer the call, or you get a call back from a broker in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yes, 7 days a week.
On a
Sometimes I
long
just
weekend, on the holiday.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like we got responses right away, which is like mind blowing.
We
Yeah.
we text them because we're like, you know what, I don't want to impose, I don't want to be, but we do deals in the middle of the night. Like for the most part, a lot of realtors are in the middle of a transaction
Late at night.
Late at night.
Yeah.
And that's when I send a message and they call. Next thing you know, I'm like, it's ringing. I'm like, I just want a text message. But yes, it's there. Like they provide us. And again, the quality of advice that we get is solid. It's not just like, let me call the lawyer. We've had situations where, just tell them to seek legal advice. Like, how does that help our clients right now? We're in the middle of a transaction, or there's something that needs to be addressed right now. There's a fire to be put out. Like, you telling me to seek legal advice where we need answers now. We need someone to give us solutions.
Yeah, and when you're an agent, you're in the middle of a transaction, you probably have either your buyer or seller that is highly emotional and in the moment. And obviously, as their trusted advisor, you got to also give them sound advice. And you have to, there are many times you have to also have, direction from your broker,
Yeah.
because they're the ones that are liable for our license.
Yeah. I mean, yes, there are things that we really need to make sure that they seek legal advice.
Yeah.
But there are things that we can do to make sure that we don't waste time in helping our clients get the solution. So, yeah, I mean, I've never been so happy with the quality of advice we get. And sometimes I even hear from them. I'm scared. I'm always scared when a broker calls because since we started, I get anxious because it's like,
oh,
I'm like,
what
why
did
are
Neil-
you
what did
calling
Neil
me?
do?
Right? But they call us because they, hey, just checking in with you.
Yeah.
How are you doing? And just want to make sure everything worked out with this family that you were helping. And they're just there to take care of us and make sure, not just when there's problems.
Yeah. And anything else?
Well, so the myths about
Yeah.
the myths, like we get paid. It's like, is it a pyramid scheme? Like, how is it a pyramid scheme? It's just we eliminated the middleman, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, every business has a pyramid shape to it if you think about it. If you're an agent at a franchise model, I mean, you're at the bottom of the pyramid. You pay your fees to the broker. The broker pays the fees to the region, and the region pays the fees to headquarters.
Yeah.
Right? One of the things that I learned when I was going through my discovery of what to do, whether to open up independent brokerage or, explore a franchise model as well, is that, when some of these franchise owners sign a 5-year agreement or whatever the agreement is, there's a franchise fee that every agent pays. It's either taken off in a percentage on each deal, or there's a monthly fee that's taken off. So when it comes up for a renewal of the franchise agreement, what some of these franchise holders are doing is they're actually negotiating a cap on the franchise fees. So then those franchise fees still get deducted from the agents, but the owner of the franchise may have just capped and paid everything that they need to pay to, to the headquarters, and they continue to charge those fees from the agents, but yet the agents keep paying it, but then those funds go in the pocket of the. So there's like, I looked at that as like one of the things. I'm like, if they're doing all these different side deals, I don't want to be part of that, because then how do I know that, if you guys had a franchise and somebody else had a franchise and all those little side deals, I'm like, it's not transparent.
Yeah.
But looking at that too, do I want to have the headache of running a brokerage?
Yeah.
The overhead, the liability. I was also looking at, perhaps start a team bridge, right? I'm sure that that's something that you guys thought about as well.
Yeah.
But who is going to be the purchaser of that brokerage?
Yeah. What asset do we really have? Like,
Yeah.
the reality is we did look into it, especially with BC because of the dual agency situation. We looked into it, the sub brokerage, and we have to pay a brokerage like franchise fee, and then we have to start up all these accounts. We have to hire all these people, and that didn't make sense. I'm like, that's a lot of money, and like, good, that's a lot of investments. And I'm like, let's step back and think about this more. And meanwhile, we're busy running a team.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, Neil and I don't have the capacity to really have another job.
Yeah.
Right. So. And
you're taking on more liability as well. And then at the end of the day, if something was to happen, like, who would come in and buy the brokerage? And if you were to take out and look at actually what a brokerage makes, very few of them are profitable. Right? There are many times where, the broker is actively selling real estate in order to make ends meet.
Yeah.
What are some of the favorite tools or some of the favorite things that you appreciate about EXP now that you've been here for 3 years?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think it's the collaboration, the people around who's willing to help outside of, our team and within the brokerage itself, always willing to lend their hand and support us to produce in production-wise, or if there are challenges when it comes to operations or running a team or business, always willing to help and support us. I think that's something I really enjoyed.
There's so many. First, just being in an organization that is, you feel, well, we're part owners. So you have ownership in this. Like, you're there, you're part owner, you have a say. And that's a big thing, because I never felt heard. I mean, until we started producing, that's when we were where we were, started producing, even we make suggestions, like, not good enough, I'm not cool enough, right? And at the end, it's not being cool. It's not just being cool, but just feel like you're being heard and you're being seen. It's just, you feel like you belong in this community. I love that we have all these tools that we can share with our team that we never had before. The resources, there's so many, and there's so many I haven't even touched some of them.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
The corporate is so obsessed with providing more and more value for the agents, because Glenn, he ran a team. He ran a mega team. So he was an agent. He's got a pretty neat story. He's from Alberta, moved down to Washington State when he was young. He started working doing SEO for a real estate agent. That real estate agent was like, hey, you should get your license. And eventually he got his license, and then eventually he started up having teams in different markets, and he ran mega teams.
Yeah.
So he completely gets what it's like to be a real estate agent, and he also gets like what it's like to be a team leader.
Yeah.
Same thing with Leo.
Yeah.
He also was an agent and also ran a mega team. He ran one of the biggest teams at KW. I think it was the number one team at KW. So, when our leadership have the experience of being in the trenches, so what it's like to be in the trenches, I think that is incredibly important because then they can relate to what we're going through. And when we bring feedback to them, like I recall, I think it was my first year at the franchise model. Myself, a couple other guys, we met with some of the executives at that model. And because we wanted to make the brokerage more team friendly because it wasn't very team friendly at the time. And I remember sitting at this boardroom table down in Vegas, and the first thing one of the guys said, he's like, why would anybody want to join a team? I sure as hell wouldn't. And I was just like, oh, wow, interesting. That's a good way to look at it. Glass half empty or half full, right? And then we started having the conversation. We're like, hey, what are we doing to attract, the younger people to come to the brokerage? And I said, what's the average age of an agent right now? And at that time, it was 57. I said, okay, well, what are we doing to bring in the younger generation? Oh, we don't need to do anything. They just come to us when they get serious about their business. And I'm like, I walked out of there so disappointed and deflated. I was actually very excited to be there at the time. And one of the things that the guy said too, because we were talking about also providing tools for the agents and for the teams. And he's like, and he said, we're not in the agent business, we're in the franchise business. And after that is when my eyes started to kind of open up as well. And I looked at, even in the last couple of years before I departed, I try to make some recommendations of hey, how can the brokerage become more team friendly, also better for the agents. And, I went pretty much right to the top here in the country. And some of the ideas I had, it got laughed at. It will never happen. I said, okay, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Here, we have also we get to be part of the masterminds where they have the 250 top teams and agents in the company. Once a quarter, we get to sit there and meet with corporate.
Yeah.
And they share what they're working on. They listen to the feedback. We actually see ideas coming to life from the agents and leadership and all the executives. And then it takes life. And then you hear Glenn and Leo. It's like, okay, go build it.
Right then and then.
Right there
yes,
and then.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that.
Yeah.
And you know what? We were never part of anything like this before. Before we were for 18 years. And I mean, like I said, towards the end there, we were, we were part of top teams in the country, but we were never invited to something like this top team masterminds, top agent masterminds that are, and they're there. Our leaders are actually physically there, face to face, elbow to elbow, talking to you, and just everyone's just open to sharing and collaborating, and they're listening.
Yeah.
And we've never been in such a room, and you feel like, okay, I'm part of this, and we're building something together.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about this. And it's not like you have to be, the number one in the country to be able to for someone to listen to you. But just because you're working towards something, and it's not just production, it's also attraction. There's so many things that we can work on in this company, along with the tools they provide us to be successful. I love that we have Canva. I love that they're always Canva Pro is included, in our, in our
And they just came out
membership.
with a new thing for Canva as well, where now the MLS feed is automatically uploading into the Canva tool for anybody that wants to, promote their listings.
Yeah.
They're constantly evolving and moving the bar when it comes to the tech and the tools to help the agents be more productive.
Yeah, and it's not just for teams. It's also in this brokerage, I love what Leo said. It's we're for whatever business you want to build. If you want to be a solo agent, if you want to be a mega team agent, if you want to be a smaller team, this is the right space for you because there's something here for you. It's really something that we value, because for us to continue to grow, having those resources available to all the other realtors, there's the mentorship program. Like the mentorship program that's available, and they will match like any new realtors to a mentor that would match their goals. That's
and
important.
many agents need a mentor to get going in the business, learn the ropes if they want to be a solo agent. They also have, the Fast Cap program, which is a 6-week program that is free for agents that join the brokerage to really help them get up to speed and get into production. We have multiple lead platforms, multiple CRMs, CRM of choice, where they get a free CRM, all included in their fees, which is very little, by the way.
I mean, in the bigger scheme of things, it's not like we're getting great value for the membership. And we have so much opportunities, and the company is supporting us to grow. They're not just collecting broker fees. They're not just collecting membership fees. They want to make sure that you get the most value from that membership fee. And from that, they want you to produce. And when you are successful, you get rewarded, right? I mean, you participate, you get rewarded. Like you get if once you reach a certain production, you can get all the broker fee back, which imagine multiplying that to how many years?
Oh yeah, I know. That could be a couple bucks.
Well, that's the thing. One of the not so good thing that we were told about, they say you're going to get your broker fee back. You can earn it back, but that's vested for 3 years. I'm like, well, look at us now. It's almost 3 years. And we also already had some that's already been vested. We actually have assets that we didn't realize we have. We just keep working. And, one time we were just sitting there and you showed us like, hey, have you checked your back, the technologies that we have? And like, did you see how much you already have just by working? Like if we didn't change anything, if we just switch brokerages, we have this. If we didn't move, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have.
No, it's really like, when I came over here, I said my core focus is always going to be the team. It's going to be production, because you got to lead with production. If you attract people organically by that, that's what I believe in. And, and if you don't have production, you have nothing to share. Right. So I believe that, head down, keep focusing on doing the work, doing the deals, supporting all the agents, being productive. And then, all these other things are just kind of adding up in the background, not really paying attention to any of it. Because, we're all here to sell real estate, continue to do what we're doing. We're also just being at a platform that allows our agents to put more money in their pocket. Like for our agents, the average agent would save about $5,000 a year. That's a vacation. That's a family vacation if they want to go to Mexico or something like that a year in addition. But that is, again, just one of the many, many reasons of why, we chose this path. I also believe that, seeing how they're so forward thinking, so adaptive, and continuing to enhance the tools and the technology for all the agents. And I just came back from San Antonio and seeing, Glenn, Leo, and Seth and all the executives, like they're giddy. Like it was actually pretty funny to see how excited they were about the things that they're currently developing, things that they have rolled out. And I actually want to add one more thing to that was when we were at EXPCon in Miami. And if you are at a different brokerage, I want you to also pay attention to this. One of the things that we had here at the brokerage, we had a platform for communication. We were using Facebook Workplace, right? A lot of the agents liked that. We had 90,000-ish people on it, including staff. And then Facebook decided to shut that down. So then now any corporation would have to look at a different platform. So they chose to move over to Slack. Well, last I checked, human beings don't like change. When the MLS changes their MLS system, there's always agents that are complaining. Well, because we have direct access to even the founder and the CEO of the company, someone sent Glenn, or not someone, several people sent Glenn a message saying that they did not approve of this move to Slack. So our founder listened to that feedback. And then he rolled out the Hub, which is a new communication platform that he coded and built himself. And then that is now the new platform that has the same look and feel as Facebook Workplace.
Yeah.
Right? People are happy about it, but then seeing where this is going, it's even, I just saw some demos of some of it, it's even more exciting. But that starts with like feedback from the agents. And when they listen and they take action, that is one of the things that is so exciting for myself.
Yeah, I love it. Like I already started using it. I bought into it right away. I'm always buying into new things anyways, but like, for the most part, I love that they listen because really, and that someone said something because they know they're going to be heard, right? That's the key is like we say something, we're going to be heard, whether or not it gets implemented. They've thought about it. They think about what's going to be, is this good for the company? Is this forward thinking? Is this going to be, is this scalable? And looking at that, it's just a testament of how awesome our leadership is. And like I said, I've never met amazing leaders, and I feel like, our leaders they know how we feel, they know what challenges we're facing, and they're so accessible. Like really, like they would send us messages, a text message, congratulating us for our success, congratulating us for a great year. I mean, I never had that before.
Yeah, I know you probably even got videos from Leo congratulating you.
Videos
From
yeah.
Leo,
Yeah,
videos, and really like a text video.
Yeah.
Imagine like from the CEO of the company.
From his cell phone.
From his cell phone, yes. And it's like, I mean, it's just because they truly care. It shows how much they care and how much they want us all to grow and to continue to evolve and just be successful.
Yeah. No, it's pretty special and all that. Knowing what you know today, and if you have another team leader out there that is listening to this video of us talking about, business and brokerage and teams and all that stuff, what's one advice that you would give to them right now?
Be open-minded. I mean, even now, right? Like we're always open to talking to people and like, oh, you wanna recruit us to your company and to your evolving company, and we're always like, okay, I'm always curious, always open, because I learned what I learned from being close-minded. It was 4 years.
I was definitely close-minded myself for a long, long time.
Yeah, we were 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years, and we were like, no, I don't want to talk.
Just be open now.
And I told people, say, call Neil.
Be
So how did that go, Neil?
I don't know. I just say be open-minded. Maybe learn the model, ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean, act out of curiosity. Like you don't have to make a move, but I mean, just learn what's there. And for us, when we explored it and we're open-minded, it's like what we saw, we couldn't unsee it. Like it's
totally.
And
it
it's
was
like,
crazy.
yes, it's gonna be scary. Yes, there's gonna be some rough patches when you're moving in any move. I mean, when we help our clients move, it's like, yes, there's things that would come up. I mean, it's hard. Like you've lived in that home, you've been in that brokerage. Like imagine that's the only brokerage we knew. So it was hard. It's scary.
So you've been in that house for 18 years.
Yes, it's
now
just
you're moving to in the cloud.
in the cloud. And so it will be scary. Anything worth doing is scary. It's just making sure you're making the right move, choosing the right model, because there's also a lot of copycat models out there. Yes, things are evolving. It's more of, do they already have an established systems and processes in place, and did they already figure out the kinks of running a different kind of brokerage?
I'll say this. I think that the one thing, if you're running a team or running any sort of production-based business and you have high volume, you want to make sure that you are obviously with a brokerage that is stable. One, they're financially stable.
Yeah.
The operations is stable. Leadership is stable. We've obviously heard a lot of the news about several brokers or brokerages in Ontario that have had to close their doors, and agents have lost their commissions. There's just all these agents that are suddenly like they have to find a new place to hang their hat, and their business is disrupted, their family is disrupted because of commissions that haven't been paid out.
Yeah.
And when you look at EXP, they are financially set. They have zero debt. I would say Wall Street is pretty good at determining if a company is good or bad. And if you look at the market cap of our brokerage compared to the others, it tells a pretty convincing story about how stable this company is, and they're not going anywhere. I would say, if anything else, I think more and more producers and operators are opening their eyes to this model and seeing hey, Katrina and Neil didn't fail. They didn't come back. They're thriving. Still number one in with the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, even after they left. So
In a tough market. I always have to say, in a very tough market.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Markets always change.
Yeah.
And this is where I want to, give you guys some praise as well. Like, you guys are incredible operators. I know how much you guys care about your agents and how much you pour into your agents and all your clients. Like the events that you guys do for your clients, the events that you guys do for your agents, and how much you pour into them. You can see it from the outside of how much you guys care. And anybody that gets to work with you guys are so incredibly fortunate. And, I know that they know that. And I know that they also feel that they are appreciated in your organization as well.
Yeah. No, thank you for saying that. I mean, for us, it's also great that, we know we have the community who cares about us. When things get rough, it's not easy. I mean, we all go through the ups and downs of the market, and I would be lying if I didn't say it. There's like really scary times, but because we have people, we're surrounded by people like yourself, and other people who has gone through what we were going through or is also going through what we're going through. We have people we can kind of think with and collaborate with and get advice from, and just sometimes you just need someone to vent to, right? And just being in this community that we didn't have before makes a big difference. And, for us too, being aligned with the right people too. Here's the thing. There's always a bad apple. There's always a bad apple in some organizations, in some communities, anywhere you are. But because we aligned ourselves with you and knowing that you've been through where we are, you grew a team. We've all been you've been in the business for over 2 decades as well. So you know how it is, and you have experience that you can share, and just the knowledge and the wisdom to share with us when we're going through some challenges. And because we're aligned with you, we don't know if we could have gotten that support from other organizations.
I got a question for the both of you. How much did you sleep the night before the move?
3 hours.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I don't think I slept. I couldn't sleep.
Were you scared or excited?
Both.
Both?
I was scared. Of course, any move, it's like I'm anxious. It's like, is everything going to be okay?
Probably going through that checklist. Did I get everything? Did I get all the marketing? And
mainly that our clients, the active listings we had, that it's going to be transferred like smoothly, because we don't want to rock the boat on that part. We want to make sure we sell their properties without, and that the move doesn't affect the sale of their home.
Yeah. And looking back, everything go well?
Everything worked out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything worked out well.
Everything that we feared didn't materialize. What we were scared about.
That's good. Yeah. What was the worry that you had that didn't happen?
Losing my license.
How can you lose your license?
Were you going to run a pyramid scheme or something?
Yeah. The worry I had that didn't happen would be that, are we still going to be number one? Like, is what they're telling, yes, is it true? Because sometimes you just doubt it. Like I believe we can do it, and we've done it before. We believe in ourselves, but I'm like, are we too old for this? It's been 18 years since we started, and now we're starting in a new brokerage, right?
What was the most dramatic message that you received when you made the announcement that you were making the move?
They're going to be back.
That you're going to be back?
I hope they fail. But that's the negative. The positive, like wherever you go, you're going to do well.
Yeah. What was scarier, the idea of moving or the idea of staying?
Staying.
The idea of staying. You want me to elaborate?
Please.
Well, if we stayed, we probably wouldn't have grown as leaders because we were in our comfort zone. I don't know how we would have navigated through the rough market, and also how we could have helped more realtors grow their business and become successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, that's scary.
And I think there's something too, like we're human beings, and when we're comfortable, then we're not growing. We're not challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that can also be, the pitfall of any success.
Mm-hmm.
If you get too comfortable, I mean, we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like sometimes, you need a little bit of pressure. I remember when I was getting my real estate license, and I was taking a sales seminar from this coach that had this beginner introduction course to real estate. And it was a bunch of us. And he's like, how many of you guys are new? And pretty much most of us raised our hand. And he's like, okay, I want you all to go buy a new car. And we're like, what? I haven't sold a house yet. You want me to buy a new car? He goes, yeah. Now you have pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So sometimes we need to create that applied pressure to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
We are in an industry where 87% of agents fail in the first 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a stat not to scare anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but is, I think, for people to realize that, it's not like seen on TV, like on the reality TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making 300 grand paychecks
Mm-hmm.
on one sale.
Yeah.
And, all the glitz and glamour and of all that, the reality TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is hard work. It is, also really good work, because if you obsess about doing the work, it's input equals output.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it doesn't really matter what the markets are doing for someone to have success. You guys are a testament to it.
Mm-hmm.
Still number one in the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, in one of the toughest markets in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you guys pour into your agents, you pour into your clients
Mm-hmm.
to get results.
Mm-hmm.
And, it actually takes skill to sell a house, to
Yeah.
navigate the challenges. Residential real estate is all based on emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Sellers are making an emotional decision in most cases to make a move. Buyers are making an emotional decision. They're also sitting in fear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we get to navigate all that with them and
Yeah.
walk alongside that. But that's where the professionalism steps in, the
Mhm.
experience, and allowing people to get to the finish line.
Yeah. Well, we always say people buy emotionally and justify logically,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same thing in as realtors. We sometimes make emotional decisions and justify it logically. We could have made an emotional decision to stay.
Yeah.
And we can justify it all we want,
There are
right?
also many people that sit in fear,
Mm-hmm.
allow fear to control,
Yeah.
their true potential
Yeah.
and not see their true potential. Sometimes we need that push. When I made the move, there were people who said, I never thought you'd move.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow.
Well,
We never thought you'd move.
Was that part of the objection handling when people were calling you to recruit you? And you're like,
all the time, call
Yeah.
Justin, see if he does anything. But
We'll move to Justin Moves.
and then we had that
I had
conversation.
hundreds of calls, and it was even at one point, I created a PayPal link, and I sent it in a text. I said, hey, put your money where your mouth is. I'll listen to your pitch. Pay this link, and I'll,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
was just one of the ways that I was just getting fed up with it. It wasn't explained properly to me,
Yeah.
or any of that stuff. And that's also one of the things that, I don't want to come across as if I ever have a conversation with somebody as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
we just had the number one Royal LePage team
Yeah,
come
that's
over
exciting.
as well, which is,
Yeah.
an incredible operation.
Mm-hmm.
But that started with a conversation 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
but I also said, hey, I'm not going to hound you.
Yeah.
Right. And then obviously there's, many other pieces to that as well, having the right alignment and the right partnership there as well. And, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when you get to collaborate with other top producing agents and teams
Yeah.
across the country. It gives us really good insights of what's going on in different markets, because sometimes that market is going to come here or that market's going to come there. And, it allows us to really collaborate on the strategies that are tested and proven in the different market conditions.
Yeah. And we all have, I love that we get to mastermind. We get to mastermind as a community, like every week in our organization.
Yeah.
We mastermind and share what's going on, what challenges that as realtors, what are the challenges we're facing, and how can we find solutions for them? Because we do this as part of the service that we provide for everyone in our organization, is because their success is our success.
Yeah. And
Right.
we also learn from each other.
Exactly. It's not a dog eat dog kind of community, right? Where I was before, it's like we're competitors, right? Here we're in this together, because if you're successful, I'm successful,
And the company's
right?
successful.
And the company's successful. So it's really more of, how can we help more families? How can we help more realtors help more families?
Yeah.
And when we're successful, we're going to be able to share that success together.
Yeah. Okay. Last question as we wrap this up. What would you say to yourself 3 years ago today?
Don't be scared.
Yeah, I would say you're going the right direction.
Awesome. And we keep going.
Yeah, we keep
Because-
going,
Okay. Are you going back?
not going
I'm
back.
never going back.
Me neither.
Yeah, we're happy where we're at. Are we comfortable? We're always looking for ways to grow, and the company is helping us find ways to make sure that we're evolving and we're growing, not just settle.
You don't want to get complacent,
No.
because if you're not growing, your business is actually dying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you constantly look at that, and it's called doing the work.
Yeah.
There's no shortcut to success. There's no magic pill in this business. It's
Mm-hmm.
getting up each and every day, doing the work that needs to get done. It's winning one day at a time.
Yeah.
That compounds. Next thing you have a month, then you have a quarter,
Yeah.
you have a half a year, you have a year, and then you can reflect on how the year was.
Yeah. I'm so excited for EXPCon Vancouver.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see a lot of our peers, and it's gonna be fun because it's agent led, right? That's all the things that we're gonna see there are gonna be helping fellow realtors with EXP
Yeah.
grow their business.
And it's actually also exciting too about what EXP has coming for all the agents in Canada, solo agents, teams, every single agent. There's so much good stuff that I know that they've been working on here for the last year and a bit
It's exciting.
that is finally kind of rolling out here at Q1 and starting in BC, and something that's going to be super exciting for all of us.
Exciting times.
Exciting stuff.
Exciting.
Well, thank you for coming into Calgary and joining me here today. And it's truly an honor to get to collaborate with you guys on a daily, weekly basis, and also learning from you guys, and for everything that you guys do for not only our industry, but all the agents and the community that you surround yourself with. So thank you for being here.
Thanks
You're
for having
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having us.